Hey, Spoo, I've got a question to ask you. Have you ever wondered what happened to Macaulay Culkin after Home Alone 2?
Well, yeah. Didn't you know about... You don't know about that?
No.
Dude, do the words, "Do you want to play a game," mean anything to you?
Oh. Today on the show?
Oh. Well, good morning, Scallywags. It's good to see you. How are you?
What? I don't know how to take that.
Well, you'll find out how to take that.
I guess, yeah.
Because we're talking more fan theories today.
That's right.
In case you didn't
Fan
read
theory
the thumbnail or
volume 2.
Volume 2.
Not version 2.
And I think with the exception of one of these, we are sticking pretty much primarily to family films today and dark theories.
Yep.
So,
I think I've got one personally that's not technically a family film.
I think that's the only one. The rest of these are pretty much family movies for the most part. So I'm going to ruin your childhood right off the bat.
What?
Yeah.
Why do you do these things to me?
Because that's what I do.
You know, I was really nice to you yesterday. I didn't show a car fill. I didn't show a motorcycle crash.
It's because everything was pole dancers.
But I didn't put one of those in there.
He does have a point. Fine, actually, I'm going to save this one for later. And I'll do this one first. Still going to ruin your childhood, but hey.
These are all going to ruin
But instead of the one I was going to talk about, I'm going to talk about Labyrinth instead. And the fan theory.
Labyrinth. It's got David Bowie's crotch.
And that's actually part of the theory, believe it or not. Did you know, fun fact, this is true. I can't prove it, but it is true.
It's on the internet somewhere.
No, I have actually witnessed this with my own two eyes, and that's the only reason I know that it's true. You may be able to find proof of it. I don't know. You'd have to look. But at one point in time, David Bowie's crotch had its own IMDb credit.
Holy.
I have seen that with my own eyes. I swear to God. It's not there anymore.
Oh.
It is not there. Or at least it wasn't last time I looked. It may have been put back. I don't know.
Hashtag David Bowie's crotch.
Sure. Why not? But the fan theory here is that the Labyrinth is nothing more than a metaphor for a girl struggling with the onset of puberty.
Well, that would explain
the
prominence of, we just totally...
So let's break it down. The whole thing's about a young girl taking on responsibility and going in search of a child.
Yes.
She's lost her childhood. The labyrinth around her is constantly changing. The world makes no sense.
No, it's high school.
And challenging her all along the way, a la a teenage body. You know, things are blossoming and changing, and everything's weird. And then, of course, there's the involvement of Jareth with his extremely pronounced codpiece. Excuse me, man. I got my throat there. I mean, not to mention when you think of like the fact that there is this blatant and weird, not so subtle, like romance love story thing between the two of them.
Yeah.
When there's no reason for there to be one.
But there is one there.
The first man.
She's her first crush.
Sure.
I guess we could say that.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna ruin some childhood fantasies. Childhood memories, not fantasies. Memories. Sorry, misspoke.
Yeah, we're not talking fantasies.
Misspoke. Have you ever noticed that there are a lot of similarities between Samurai Jack and Powerpuff Girls? I mean, watch the cartoon, guys. Go back, watch the cartoon. One, the professor. The facial cut and the way that the artist draws him is 100% the same as Samurai Jack.
Could that not just be because it's made by the same artist?
Well, it is, but he also doesn't. That look is very particular to the professor, as opposed to all the other adults in the series.
Fair enough.
Samurai Jack, very sharply angled jawline.
So the professor is Samurai Jack?
That's the theory. Number two. Samurai Jack takes place in the same world as Powerpuff Girls.
Now, I have heard about this, yes.
And if you don't believe me, go back and look at the two, because there are billboards that are the same. The skyline is the same.
Or at least the ruins thereof.
The ruins thereof. Some of the street signs you can see they're the same. Yeah. Gotta expand a little bit. Granted, same artist did both of them, but...
Could just be an Easter egg.
Could be a little Easter egg, but...
why not dig deeper?
Dig deeper, yeah.
Gotta burst the childhood bubble.
Oh wow, yeah.
The Ghostbusters What happened at the end of the Ghostbusters?
Well, they killed Gozer. They destroyed Gozer.
You sure about that?
How did they kill Gozer, though?
Are you sure that they killed Gozer, though? Remember, you remember the famous elevator scene from Ghostbusters where Egon tells them, never cross the streams.
Never cross the streams.
And why should you never cross the streams? Because it would be a total protonic reversal, and would basically be the end of everything. Yeah. Imagine all of your, all of your cells exploding.
All of your atoms
Eddie would be so ashamed of you right now. Sorry if you're watching.
Sorry if you're watching this, Eddie. Hey,
yeah.
But you know what? Eddie, open invite. You can come on the show and get the quote right.
Absolutely. But the short version being end of everything. But then all of a sudden at the end of it, Egon's like, cross the streams. Just do it.
We got nothing else to lose. Well, number one, their first mistake was, if you're ever asked if you're a god, you always answer yes.
So the theory here is that, but then, okay, so let's recap here. Spoilers if you haven't seen a movie that's 30 years old. But that, of course, they defeat her in the end, and they're these big heroes and all of this stuff. And then we fast forward, 2 years or something like that? 2
years, yeah.
To Ghostbusters 2, and all of a sudden, like, nobody seems to remember that happened. Like, they're now
remarkably, the city is very well done.
Yeah. I mean, even the same mayor who, like, praised them and sent them out to do something and saved his city and all of this stuff, this very same mayor in the next movie treats them like a joke, just like he did at the beginning of the first movie. Why? Well, that's because whenever they crossed the streams, they died. And the second movie takes place in purgatory.
Well, that would explain the advent of, like,
why no one remembers them.
One remembers them, and why there's a demon wanting to come in.
True. So let's see. So crossing the stream is super dangerous, as we're taught in the first Ghostbusters. So yeah, that probably killed them. Second movie is actually the Ghostbusters stuck in purgatory, and that's why no one seems to remember them or what they did for the city. An alternate but similar theory insists that the Ghostbusters blew up the entire city when they crossed the streams, and everyone is stuck in purgatory in the second film.
Well, they are, using an unlicensed proton accelerator on their back.
It's true.
So, I'm going to jump over to Japan.
Never watched the same way again.
I like Hayao Miyazaki's films.
Yeah.
I love Miyazaki's films. A great animator. If you don't know, Ponyo, Howl's Moving Castle, the likes of that. But here's the kicker. He did a film called My Friend Totoro.
Mm-hmm.
My Neighbor Totoro. And it's about a giant fluffy creature, and this girl's looking for her sister. Mm-hmm. Well, fun fact, Totoro is actually
familiar.
Death.
Yeah.
Totoro is actually death. At least that's the fan theory. Cuddlywood and Guardian Totoro is not the lovable critter you once thought. He's actually a Shinigami, a god of death.
That's right.
Why is it such a great big theory? It's because Satsuki's search for her sister Mel, or Mia, is actually quite fruitless.
May.
Is it May? It is May. Mimi. Yeah, it would be May. It's actually fruitless because
you know
guess
why I
what?
know that? Because this is actually based off a true story.
Is it really?
Yes.
Do tell.
It actually. Oh man. Okay, I'm gonna have to
I'm
think
gonna
on my feet here. You can look it up. Let me see. What's the first girl's name that you mentioned? Satsuki. Okay, it was a girl named May in I believe the town was called Satsuki. If I'm remembering this correctly, there was a girl that went missing, and they found her. I forget if they found her dead or if they never found her, but her sister, whose name was May, then committed suicide to be with her sister.
Ooh, that's dark.
What's the basis on the show? Two sisters and a big death cat.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the very short version of the story. But yeah, look it up.
Yeah, it's yeah.
This one is too close to. There's no plausible deniability here. This one's way too close. So yeah, look it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. What's next you got?
Huh? Well, Jurassic World.
That kind of, you kind of went really down on that.
I know, but no, it's actually a really interesting theory, though. But don't definitely look into that one. Jurassic World, the Indominus Rex. It was primarily the cross of the T-Rex and the Velociraptor, but they also mentioned there's part tree frog in there. There's part
iguana for the cuttlefish.
But then they also mentioned that there were several of the DNA strands that were classified.
Classified.
But did you notice that not only did the Indominus Rex kill for sport instead of food, like, I mean, he was killing and then just leaving him behind, but that it always seemed to be a step ahead of everybody? Could part of the Indominus Rex have been human?
It would explain a lot of things about the movie. Even just leaving bodies around for every... The biggest scene that I've got for Jurassic World that kind of is a kind of confirmation for this is he purposely went and let... Spoiler alert! Spoiler! He let the pterodons out of their cage, out of their big enclosure, to
wreck a helicopter.
To wreck a helicopter.
Yeah. It shows like beyond, like, very rational thought and like actual planning skills. But you know what the biggest part of that is? A certain feature that the Indominus Rex had that you might not have noticed it from a casual watching.
Oh yeah, it did. It had the thumbs.
It has opposable thumbs.
It does have opposable thumbs.
A trait that only humans have.
Yep. Ooh, that's something to do.
Think about it.
I'm going to jump over to Disney. I'm going to go to Disney. You want to go to Disney? Let's go to Disney.
Sure, why not?
Specifically, Emperor's New Groove. Love that movie. Love it. Disney, please, whatever you do, do not make a live-action movie of that one.
Oh my God. I just had a great idea for an episode. Sorry.
Don't. Tangent alert. But, you know, Yzma Cass is a witch in this one. And again, spoiler alert. Hey guys, we're in the middle of this episode. If you haven't seen any of these movies, spoilers.
If you haven't seen any of these movies, you're probably really angry by now.
You're probably really angry now, or you're really young.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Uncultured. Watch some movies.
Yeah,
people.
watch the movies. Everybody in this world has, you know, everyone talks. And animals...
Really?
No, but this... I'm going with this summer.
Okay.
Only animals that are changed into animals from humans have retained the ability to speak.
Okay, I see what you're
The
doing.
Emperor.
So, like, regular
animals don't talk
speak.
in this movie.
Once
but
a human, now an animal.
Once you're transmogrified, you can talk. Because, I mean, Emperor talks.
Yeah.
Yzma, when she becomes a cat, talks.
But wait, there was that...
Modified.
There is one other. There's one other.
There was the
fly in the spider's web.
It said, "Help me."
Help me.
Oh.
We watched a murder.
Oh.
We watched a murder.
I think that was probably an Easter egg for the end of the Fly.
Yeah.
It's one of those
probably
adult
one of
jokes
those
in a
adult
kids movie
jokes,
thing.
but still,
that's a creepy
that's
implication.
kind of creepy.
Wow.
That's kind of creepy.
Wow. All right, so I said I was going to ruin your childhood right off the bat or at the very beginning of this, and no, I have what the official fan theory here, but then I also have another theory that's not mentioned in the article that I've got pulled up here that I'm also going to mention as a kind of a side caveat for this. And that's Back to the Future. But anyway, particularly speaking of Doc's murder-suicide plan.
What?
Yeah, basically, call back to the parking lot of the Twin Pines Mall. Okay? It's 1:15 in the morning. Doc calls Marty
when
out
this baby
there.
gets to 88 miles an hour, you'll see some
serious. Yeah. But he puts Einstein in the DeLorean, pulls it on around, makes a big loop with it, and starts to speed up. He has Marty filming. As the car starts to get faster and closer to them, Marty starts to get a little nervous because, well, there's this car speeding towards us.
Oh, God, yeah.
He kind of starts to slowly step out of the way. Look at Doc's reaction to this. He gives Marty this look of,
what are you doing, boy?
like, looks at Marty, looks down, looks back at Marty, as in, get your butt back over here. Basically, it says that after years and years and years of failures in the science world, that Doc had become depressed. And that basically he had no anticipation that his time travel experiment would actually work. And it was kind of a one of two things is going to happen here thing. Either this is going to work, or me and my best little bud here, and my dog, We're all going to die.
We're going to go out with a bang.
Well, the dog would have been fine because it was a freaking DeLorean. So those things were made out of stainless steel, for God's sake. But no, my side theory here, and this has always been one of my favorite Back to the Future theories. Okay. Marty comes back to the present, right? Comes back to the Lone Pine Mall instead of the Twin Pines Mall. But he still sees Marty leaving, going presumably back to 1955, right? That's impossible. Because he did not return to the original timeline. He returned to the Lone Pine Mall and not the Twin Pines Mall. So where was that Marty going? Well, only one Marty can exist in this timeline. That Marty intentionally left to die.
Oh!
But think about this. You've got two Martys running around at any particular moment in 1955. You've got the 1855?
1855 or 1856,
1885. One of the two. But and then, of course, you got present day. Multiple versions of present day. So there are multiple Martys. The one from that time period, if it's 2015 or if it's 1985, running around at any given time. But only one of them can live on. Now, we go into the whole parallel universe theory, so like Biff's timeline in part 2. But in the main timeline, which they mentioned that the Biff's timeline was an offshoot. That not like, there's some, okay, getting into like quantum physics and stuff, but there's basically a theory that says that anytime you travel through time, you would never be able to return to the same universe you left from because you kind of cease to exist in that universe temporarily. So you would return to a new one where you did not exist previously. And so it's kind of the same thing where there can be only one of you in that particular universe.
Two Highlander movies.
Which means that the other one has to die.
Has to exit or die.
Yeah. So something to think about.
Wow.
One of my favorite movie franchises of all time.
That's freaking depressing. That's depressing.
It is depressing. Dude.
Well, we're going to talk about some more
depressing and fun at the same time.
We're going to talk about some more funky timeline things going on. Wait till my
next one.
James Bond. James Bond is we touched on this in the very first fan theory, where James Bond is not an actual person, but a character, a name that's given to a special agent, a code name. Thank you. I'm rambling.
We do that.
Casino Royale is technically, according to the official timeline, the very first James Bond movie, which would predate Daniel Craig.
I know where you're going with this, but I don't see how what you're actually talking about has to do with the actual theory.
But in Casino Royale, he's tied to a chair being tortured and interrogated.
True.
He gets that heavy bowling ball.
Okay, I got you.
To the twigs and berries. Yeah. The theory is that because of that, that's why he can't ever get anybody pregnant. That's
James
why
Bond is shooting blanks.
His golden gun isn't so golden.
Yeah.
That's why all these girls he sleeps with and seduces and goes around. And that also explains why there's no children of James Bond.
There's no little Jimmies.
There's no little Jimmies running around.
Jimmy Bond.
Because that shot he took was so devastating. He can't. He's shooting blanks.
Yeah.
That's where I was going with that.
I see. You know what? I want to save mine for last.
You go save yours.
I want to save mine for last.
Well, I've got a doozy one. Disney likes to make prequels, and they release them straight to DVD, or they make the sequel movies and they go right to DVD. Well, back a few years after The Little Mermaid came out, they did a movie called Ariel's Beginning, and basically this movie talked about how Neptune and Ariel's mother came to be and the romance and everything that happened.
We never see Ariel's mom.
We never see Ariel's
in the
mom.
First movie.
And you know why we don't see Ariel's mom? Because she's dead.
That's tragic. How'd she die?
But how did she die? Captain Hook killed her.
What?
Yeah, if you watch the original Peter Pan, there is a mermaid in Neverland that looks spot on to Ariel. Red hair, green scales, spot on to Ariel. Well, the prevalent theory is that because this mermaid looks exactly like Ariel,
that's Ariel's
Ariel's mom. But wait, it gets better. There's math to back this up.
Oh boy.
There is math to back this up.
I love math.
Peter Pan's version of Ariel's mom was written in, I believe, the 60s. 36 years, almost to the date, before Little Mermaid was released. So that would put Ariel's mom in her 40s when she married Neptune and had Ariel. So she would have technically been old enough to have a child if we go on human physiology. But we never see her because she was actually killed shortly thereafter because of Captain Hook. So Ariel was already in the process of being conceived when Ariel's mom was dead.
So was TikTok Croc one of the singing alligators from Kiss the Girl sequence?
Could have been.
That's what I want to know.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. But my favorite fan theory of all time... What's the one movie that comes on pretty much every Christmas time that's not... I mean, yeah, it's set at Christmas. It's not technically a Christmas movie, even though a lot of people consider it one of the best Christmas movies of all time. But
Donald Trump, the movie?
Get out of here. Home Alone. Yeah. Oh, well, no. Everybody knows that the greatest Christmas movie of all time is Die Hard.
Well,
so
my brain was like, It's a Wonderful Life, Die Hard.
Yeah.
Like 2 other Christmas movies I can't even think of the name of.
Yeah.
You don't need a BB gun. You'll shoot your eye out with that.
Christmas Story, yeah. But yeah, what do you think? We asked the question at the beginning of the episode. What happened to the little Kevin McAllister after Home Alone 2?
Do tell.
Well, I think he grew up and made a little Billy puppet and started putting people in these insane traps and calling himself Jigsaw.
Well, I mean, it makes sense. Did you see all the traps he laid out for those 2 burglars?
Exactly. Now, here's the fun thing about this theory is not only has it popped up as a theory, but psychologists and stuff have actually studied the theory and they agree with it. First of all, he let's see, get into where'd the theory all part to go? Oh man. Now, I actually had a different page opened up, but then my computer kind of crashed, and I had to reopen it, and I ended up opening it in a different page. But, so let's see if I can remember all of it. So not only was there the traps, there was just all of the traumatic abuse from his family, the trauma of being left alone, his obsession with the supposed serial killer next door, his, kind of want for justice on the bad guys in elaborate ways. So yeah, I mean, look it up again. Look it up, and you can see the full theory. But it makes, not only does it make a lot of sense, but it's just fun to think about. Little Kevin McAllister grew up to be Jigsaw from the Saw franchise.
Wow.
I want to play a game.
I'm going to put Legos and hot syrup on the stoop and drop a brick on
Another
the
fun
forehead.
thing that's another fun thing that's fun to watch is it's a fun thing that's fun to watch. That's
Yeah,
redundant.
kind of redundant there. Okay.
But go look up. Man, I can't remember what it's called. But basically, it's like, what would the injuries actually have been?
Oh, good Lord!
From Home Alone.
Neither of those guys were walking anywhere.
Oh no, they were dead several times.
They were
over.
dead
several times over. I mean, even just the paint can accident. You got skull fractures, all sorts of stuff. But yeah, look at the video on YouTube. Go on YouTube, and well, you're already on YouTube.
So pause this. Go look at it.
or just
come
when this
back.
is over.
Yeah,
go,
come back
go and
when
look
this
it
is
up.
over.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, but anyway, what's your favorite dark family friendly film theory?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot of F's.
That's a lot of F's.
Yeah.
That's almost that could get you in trouble.
Let's see, far from. I don't know.
While he's figuring that out, check us out on
what is your fondest family-friendly
fan theory.
fan theory of?
Yes, guys.
Favorite far-fetched fan theory.
Well, it's more particularly dark theories about family movies, but yeah. So something with a lot. Favorite fondest far-fetched fan
wait
theories.
Wait a minute. I like that one.
What?
Favorite far-fetched frightening theory.
There you go.
Yeah.
Your favorite fondest frightening fan film theories from family movies. There we go. Hashtag all
Wow.
of that somehow.
Just, sorry, Barb, but you gotta spell all that out.
Yeah, there you go. The whole screen was just full of letters just now. But yeah. Anyway, put it down in the comments. while
While you're here, go ahead and check out the all of our social medias, the Facebook, the Instagram, and the Twitter.
yeah, while you're here on YouTube, make sure that you like, comment, share, and most importantly,
Subscribe.
While you're checking out the social media and you're on Facebook, make sure you hit us up for one of our lovely The Show shirts. Of course, it's got the show on the front, it's got the address on the back, and you can get those in pretty much whatever color you'd like. They're $20 for short sleeve, $22 for long sleeve. And just shoot us a message, let us know what colors you'd like, what size. We'll get the ball rolling.
Yep. Tomorrow's Friday, so we'll see you then.
It's time for your Russian clip of the day.
Вообще красава, парень. Красавчик!
Hey guys, thanks for watching that video. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, and if you liked what you see, go ahead and click on our faces to go ahead and subscribe to get all of our Monday through Friday stuff.
Indeed, and here's a couple of links down below that you can follow to watch more shows like it. Tons of great content right here at Scallywag Productions. We'll see you tomorrow.